I think we're live.
Hello.
There we go.
And welcome to our closet.
Welcome to our closet.
What's that song, that Eminem song? I said, I'm sorry, Mama. I never meant to hurt you.
I'm cleaning out my
I
closet.
was cleaning out. Yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to clean out our closet.
We have big plans.
have big plans to clean out our closet, guys.
Big plans.
Very soon we will be. You will see
Kathy,
much
Hannah,
less
Robin,
of this,
Heather,
of this
ACM.
unorganized or organized clutter. Hey guys.
Dana,
Hey Dana.
Alicia.
Hey Alicia. Is Tina here? Because we have a small confession. We have a small confession. And we need Tina to be here in order to hello from Amsterdam.
Hey.
Welcome.
Who goes porch? CM said, looking forward to finding out why my cat leaves me a little present around the house sometimes.
Tina, yes, I'm here. Tina, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Okay, so let me give you, so for those of you guys that are in our texting community, we just have to say, this is how we know that it's your birthday. We get this little pop-up at the top of our text thread that says, you have today 4 people in your text messages in your community have birthdays.
But they
send
don't
them a
tell
message.
us
They
who
don't
it
tell us who it
is.
is. So we're just like, hey, happy birthday. And then if we get a response, like a thank you, it's like, oh my God, it's your birthday. Well, we sent out the happy birthday. We didn't go back. So in between our VIP live on Sundays, our VIP get together in our private Facebook group and our Zoom, we always go back and like make sure that we check all our text messages because we're about to send out another text message. So we want to make sure that we get to your questions.
Right.
So we go back and we're like, it's Tina's birthday.
And can I just say, as I drink from the glass that Tina gave me, you can see that here, you guys, Adrienne's drink of choice glass. And as I finish the hanger vodka that she sent to me, I feel like, super guilty because it's your birthday and you should be drinking hanger vodka out of a beautiful gifted glass.
Yes.
Failures.
We're a failure.
Oh,
we're failures.
Tina,
but
happy
birthday. We love you so much. Also, Diane. And I think
Who else?
Deanna too. Was it Deanna?
So.
I can't remember. But we got responses. Sometimes we don't get a response. People are like,
Danielle.
why are they telling me happy birthday? And sometimes I wonder if it's actually their birthday or they put in, I don't know how we know.
Sybil.
It's something on your phone, apparently, unless it's got to be something on your phone. I have no idea how we know if it's actually your birthday.
We have a number of suggestions that we have for our platform, but they've yet to implement our suggestions.
Yes.
But that's fine.
But it's okay. So welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining our podcast, Back in the Closet with the Two Crazy Cat Ladies. We have a very important subject to talk about today.
Oh, hold on. Tina said, it's all good. Even that person in the house forgot.
Stop.
That makes me feel even worse.
I know. Tina, I wish you were here.
We would make up for it.
Yeah, we would.
We'll find ways to make up for it.
Yes.
We have I'm disgusted with ourselves.
Yes, me too.
Disgusted. And had we been on Facebook or anything, I'm sure we would have gotten like a notification.
Yeah, but we've had a busy day.
Sundays are busy days, but my God, that is no excuse for missing Tina's birthday.
It is no excuse for missing your birthday. We love you so much. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, love.
Hi, T. Okay.
So excited about today's topic.
Yes, so excited about today's topic. We are going to we're just going to jump right in with our podcast.
Let's jump right in.
Record our podcast. So
happy
if you guys are joining us for the first time, we record our podcast. We go live here with you guys, but we also record our podcast on a different
If you were with us last week, you were here when we had a total meltdown because our computer died.
Yeah, it was horrible.
But we think we've remedied the situation.
Adrienne has. Adrienne is like my IT department now.
Let's roll.
Let's do it. Welcome to episode number 0059 of Back in the Closet with the Two Crazy Cat Ladies.
59.
Guys, we have it 59.
That's crazy.
I know.
Sounds like a very long time.
I mean, that's over a year because there's 52 weeks in a year. So we've done
your math is very good.
We do it weekly.
It's very good.
Guys, I think I'm trying to get a sore throat.
Which of course she thinks is COVID.
No, I mean, I don't know because it's kind of creeping on. No, it's creeping on. And that's not what happens. Like all of a sudden you have these like strange symptoms.
I don't know.
I felt a little bit yesterday and then I was fine this morning and then I felt a little bit. And now I'm feeling a little bit more.
Like many of you probably know multiple people that have or have had COVID at this point. I'm I'm relieved to say my parents have COVID right now, and a sore throat was never one of their symptoms.
Yeah.
However,
I know people
COVID
that did
hits
have sore
different
throat.
people in crazy different ways. So
no, I just need to take some Oxy so I can kick
Yes.
it, nip it in the butt.
you need to gargle with some Oxy.
Yes,
Yeah.
before I
Okay.
Anyway, so guys, today's subject is very important because it was the most
Asked question
of the week, for
by
sure,
far.
by far. Literally an influx of text messages, DMs, all over, emails, everything.
Every social platform.
Everywhere we were at, people were like, what do I do? My cat is going outside the box.
Yeah, peeing and pooping.
Yes, both. So some in every case is, a bit different, right? Sometimes our cats start going outside the box. They pee outside the box, but they poop in the box. Sometimes they poop in the box, or sometimes they pee. Opposite of whatever I just said. Also, sometimes cats are just absolutely like, there's lots of reasons why
there's so many
cats
reasons
will go outside the box. So we want to take this opportunity to, on this platform, our podcast, to discuss all the different things that we can do and to stop this behavior, right, with our cats, or to help this, because guys, cats going outside the box is one of the number one reasons that cats are brought back to shelters. And
cats brought back to shelters. It's really one of the number one reasons that cats are euthanized. Because then it's because they have to disclose that they've had an issue with, this behavioral issue of peeing outside the box, and people don't want to adopt them.
And
unfortunately,
then they stay there. Yeah. And unfortunately, we've had a lot of our TikTokers lately, beautiful TikTokers saying, my parents are not
super strict. They're going to get rid of the cat. My parents are taking the cat back to the shelter. I don't fix this. Real quick, before we jump into this, and we're going to try to really hit as many of the reasons that we know can help our kitties use their litter box so that they stay loved for their entire forever home.
Many ways we can. Yeah.
Their life in their forever home. But Trap King Sterling Davis is here.
Stop.
You beautiful man. We were just talking a moment ago about COVID, and he said my granddad died from COVID last year. Oh my
goodness. I'm so sorry.
Sterling.
Yeah. Adrienne just lost an aunt to the complication.
And a couple days ago. It is rough. It is rough. This virus cannot be gone soon enough.
Yes. Yeah. So,
all right.
Sending our love to you,
yes,
Sterling.
Love to you, Sterling,
and a quick thank you
and
for being here and for your participation in our VIP Valentine's Day
special
coming up. Okay, guys, so let's jump right in. So first and foremost, no matter what is going on, if your cat suddenly stops using the box, suddenly starts going outside the box,
peeing or pooping,
either way, first things first, you got to get them checked by the vet. Cats, one of the number one reasons why cats suddenly start going outside the box is because they're trying to tell you that something is wrong, that they don't feel well. Usually, I would say like a high percentage of the time, that is a urinary issue. When cats start going outside the box, peeing is usually what it is, but it'll be a urinary issue. If they're pooping outside the box, it could be a number of different issues. If they're peeing outside the box, it could also be a kidney issue. There's a lot of different reasons, but basically the number one thing you got to do first is get them checked by a vet. We have to just assume that it is a behavioral issue.
Right. You have to rule out, you think about how important it is to be able to eliminate on a regular basis. And if their elimination habits change, especially if it's suddenly, then you've got to rule out a health issue before you can start digging into what might be causing the behavioral issue.
Yes.
Today, we're mainly going to be talking about, past getting that health issue figured out, having urinary tract issues, infections, crystals,
anything wrong with the health. Outside of that is the number one, right? But if we've already had the health checked, then there are several things that we can do, and we'll tell you why, right? We're going to do a cat tip this week on a fast cat tip with these with a couple of tips, with a few of these tips, but we're going to go a little bit deeper into it. So there's several things that we can do. First of all, if your cat is behaviorally eliminating outside the box, number one, I'll just say one thing that you want to check is actually, what is number one? I mean, I don't know if there is a number one. There's several things, right?
I would say probably the number one thing that, especially that we've realized, is that a lot of times cats will start peeing outside the box because they are stressed in some way.
Yep.
Now, this could be due to you not cleaning the litter box, something simple, not cleaning the litter box as regularly as they would like. This could be due to having a new pet or a new person or a new piece of furniture in your house that makes them feel a bit threatened. And cats, Dr. Marcy Koski is so beautiful in the way that she explains the situation with peeing outside the box. Cats don't do that to mark their territory necessarily. That's kind of the truncated way of looking at it. They do it because their smell is comforting to them. So if they start suddenly peeing outside the box, maybe it's on your dad's shoes, maybe it's on your bed, maybe it's on the new piece of furniture you brought in, wherever it is, they're doing that so that they can smell their scent in a place, and it helps them self-soothe them. Soothe.
I don't think we get
it's comforting to them. It's comforting to them. So number one, do not punish your kitty if they start eliminating outside the box.
No.
Let's look for the root of what's causing that
will
stress.
not, I will guarantee you that will not solve the problem. Punishing your cat will not, I've never, ever seen it make them use the box.
It will cause more anxiety, which will cause more
of the same
undesired
behavior. Yes. Okay. So there are many things that we can do to help our cats use the box. One, we want to make sure that we have enough boxes. So many people, we didn't know for so long. So many people, cat parents, do not know that we need at least, this is the rule. This is the going rule. You need at least one more cat, or you need at least one more cat. Get one more cat. You need at least one more box than you have cats. So if you have 2 cats, you need 3 boxes. If you have 4 cats, you need 5 boxes. If you have 10 cats, you need probably 12 or 13 boxes, because cats often like to pee and poop in separate boxes. Our cats like to do this.
Yep.
They will use the boxes that each other uses. I'm not saying that they have, like, they're always going to use the same box, or they're never going to share a box if you have multiple cats. But
for example,
oftentimes Madison like to pee and poop in separate boxes.
We'll go into one box and she will pee, and she's a back-to-backer. She's a number 1, number 2 girl. She'll go into one box and she'll pee. Then she'll come out, she'll sniff around to the other boxes, and then she'll poop in a separate box.
Yes.
So it's fascinating how that goes. Dr. Marcy Koski also points out that cats do not necessarily like big clumps in their litter. So that's why cleaning the boxes is so important. So even if we've got the appropriate number of boxes, one more box than we have cats, it's so important that those are clean. It doesn't mean that we get to clean them once a week.
Right.
Let's do that at least daily. We used to do it twice daily, and now we've kind of gotten into the routine where I'll clean the boxes in the morning, right around the time that Jay feeds them breakfast, right around the time that everyone uses the boxes. Hey, baby girl, it's my Friday.
Yes.
And they'll come and they'll use the litter box. So I'll try to clean out that first round of elimination at the same time. So certainly, feeling territorial, feeling threatened can be those reasons that they start doing eliminating in different places, but also very important to have the right amount of boxes.
Yes. What?
I want to really quickly, I'm going to jump to this because CM said, the shelter that I got my cat from said he would mark furniture when he's anxious, but since we've had him, he's only left us poop 3 times at seemingly random times.
What
his
a kind
litter
cat.
box is always clean.
Yeah.
So Dr. Marcy Koski talks about how pooping outside the box is not necessarily a territorial issue at all. That could be because maybe you have the litter box in the laundry room and the dryer is running and they don't want to use the litter box when there's noise around.
So another tip, make sure that the litter boxes that you have are in a low traffic, not stressful area, right? So if you have the litter boxes somewhere where the cat has to like go to, all measures, like all the way down the basement, and they have to get you to open the door and go all the way down into the basement in order to get to it, that can be stressful. If it's in an area like the laundry room where you're running the washer and dryer and they don't want that kind of sound, they want some peace and quiet while they're doing their business.
That makes them nervous.
Yeah. So the low traffic area, calm, comfortable area is another tip as to how to get your cat using the box. Litter type. Sometimes cats just have an aversion to the litter. And here's the number one comeback that I say, or that I get when I say this, is I've used the same litter forever. The cats, like, it's not the litter because they were fine using it for so many years. And this is actually something for all of the steps. I've never had to have one more box. I've always had it in the laundry room. Well, Dr. Marcy Koski taught us that
Dr. Marcy
taught us
Feline
that
behavior solutions.
Cats sometimes will put up with a certain thing at a certain time. Like if like you and I, say me, if I have, like, the only option that I have for a short amount of time, say we're camping for however many days, is a porta potty. A porta potty is like the least great place to the worst bathroom in the world, right? Is a porta potty for us as humans. So we have a porta potty. I'm using it. And then at some point I'm like, nope, it's too full. It stinks. I can't take it in there. I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to go out to the bush. I would be the person that would go out to the bush. I'll pee on your bush before I'll pee in your porta potty. Think about that on our cat's level, right?
Right. Cats will get fed up with something. They may accept something for a certain amount of time. They get fed up with the litter.
They get fed up with the porta potty. The fact that they have to share with everybody.
Or that it's not clean.
All of these reasons are reasons that cats behaviorally will suddenly start going outside the box.
CM said that makes sense. It is next to the dryer.
Yes.
So that's one of those things where we think about putting litter boxes in places that are convenient for us, right? But not necessarily convenient for our kitties. And while they may tolerate something that's inconvenient for them for a certain amount of time, Dr. Marcy Koski does say that especially
as they get older,
then they become less tolerant and they're just like, I can't handle this anymore. Maybe we don't clean enough. Maybe it isn't maybe the litter box, next tip, is too small. It's not the right size. Or maybe it's in a spot that I'm sick of going to, or that I feel threatened or trapped when I use it. And they're done. They're just done all of a sudden. Again, a reminder that especially when there's a sudden change in litter box behavior, it is so important to make sure you get that wellness exam and that you say, here's what's going on. Let's just double check and make sure there's not a health issue that's causing this.
We already covered that. But going to the size.
That's why I said a reminder.
Oh,
okay. Size of the litter box.
But size of the litter box. So you pointed on that you pointed on a good point. You know what I'm trying to say? Touched on a good point. Yes. That the litter box size is so important. We had no idea that the size of litter boxes that we were buying, and we were spending a lot of money, guys, a lot of money on bigger litter boxes, especially when we got Pooh Bear, because getting him to use the litter box was like so difficult. Consistently was so difficult.
He left lots of special presents everywhere.
Literally at PetSmart, the biggest box they had, and it is still not the right size. So the rule is you want to have your boxes want to be a length and a half the size of your cat, from the nose to the base of their tail, right? So plus a half, right? So none of these boxes that we're buying and spending a lot of money on are big enough. The cool news is that you can save a hell of a lot of money if, instead of buying the boxes at the litter store or at the pet store, you go to your department store, you go to Walmart, you go to Lowe's or Home Depot, and you get the 30-gallon storage bins. They're going to cost you, instead of the $43 that I spent on that big corner unit for Pooh Bear, cost us $10 to get a 11 after taxes, right? Or 11 something. To get a big storage bin. And that is literally the easiest way. And if, like, when time comes, it's all plastic. Even at the pet store, they're all plastic. When it comes time to replace them, we're not out, we don't have to save up for that.
Right.
So make sure that the litter box size is big enough.
Do you hear Friday talking?
I know.
Downstairs? What is going on?
Again, though, with the porta potty thing, if they feel like they only have this small space to go in, they might tolerate it for a little while, and then they're going to be like, I feel confined. I would prefer to be able to turn around in my litter box. I would prefer to be able to, scratch and find the right spot to really, dig and make my little potty spot.
Well, and I think let's talk to you a little bit. You touched on the type of litter.
Yeah.
That's something everyone's like, what do you guys use? Well, we use natural pine pellets. All of our babies use them.
Right now. They might not always.
But you want to find a litter, A, that your cats use, and B, that is as healthy for them as possible. A lot of these really cheap clay litters are so dusty. You and I both know that when you change the litter, you wish that you had an N95 mask on because it is so dusty. Now imagine being your cat in that box, especially if it's covered. Here's another tip. Most cats prefer an uncovered box so that they feel less trapped. Not all box. Not all cats. We have one box that is covered, and some of our cats use it. The only cats that I've ever seen use it are Jack and Zorro.
Oh, Zorro.
Yep. Everyone else prefers the covered boxes, but
the uncovered boxes.
The uncovered boxes. Thank you. So we want to get that type of litter, and we want to make it something that's going to be less dusty. We use the pine pellets because they're natural. There's a lot of natural alternatives out there. And also we want to make sure that the litter, that we have at least 3 inches of litter. So it doesn't just mean covering the bottom of a pan. We want to give them enough to actually dig into. So
I'd say 2, not 3.
Well, it's recommended 3 inches.
That's just something to keep in mind. I'm looking at a litter box right here, and we have about 2.
Yeah, but that's something to keep in mind when you get the storage bins, because you're going to cut out of the side or the front or the back of the storage bin. You're going to cut a little door. So make sure that you cut it probably about 4 inches off the ground. I've made the mistake of cutting it a little bit too low before.
But here's another thing. If you have a senior cat, it might be better to do it a little bit lower.
As low as you can.
Put a little bit less in, a little bit less of the litter in, so that you can have it low, so that they don't have to jump into the litter box. So
90% of cats studies show 90% of cats will have arthritis at some point in their life. Joint health is really important. There's lots of things that we can do to help their joint health. But if you look at it from that perspective, and you've got, a 15-year-old cat that all of a sudden stopped using the litter box, how high is the entrance to that litter box?
Yeah.
Think about that. It could be painful for them to get in and out of. So you want to make it as comfortable as possible.
Yes. What other tips we've got the type of litter, we've got how many litter boxes you have,
Mm-hmm.
we've got where it's placed,
Mm-hmm.
we've got,
let's go where it's placed.
There were 5 that we talked about today, and the vet visit. So 1 we're missing. What is it?
You think about that.
Okay.
Wow.
You talk about what you're thinking about.
I wanted to go back to, because a lot of the issues do stem from our kitties being territorial. When there's a change in the household in some way, a new pet, a new person, a new piece of furniture, maybe it's just rearranging your house that actually causes stress, and they feel the need to make themselves feel more comfortable in that new environment by eliminating inappropriately, which is, that's a mean way of saying it. But so something that we can do when that happens is the scent swapping can help. Like if you bring in a new piece of furniture, then you want to use that clean sock and wipe it on their face, on the top of their head, get their friendly pheromones on it, and wipe it on that new piece of furniture. If it's a new pet or person in the house, sometimes calming formulas can be very helpful to take the edge off, so that they're not feeling that anxiety, and they can kind of calm down and use their box. And if, as in the case of our case with Mr. Pooh Bear, whether it was new furniture, our house broke, so we had a lot of change going on in the house, and he was trying to make himself comfortable in a number of areas in our home. What we actually used temporarily was Dr. Elsie's Cat Attract litter.
Yes.
And that is something that can be a game changer. And what I would recommend for that, it is a clay-based litter. So Jae and I don't like using it long-term, but there is something magical in there. We would get a clean litter box. We would put only
new storage bin.
and we would put the Dr. Elsie's Catatract in there, and we would let Pooh Bear go and mark that box, basically be the first to use it himself. That immediately stopped the daily accidents. And over time, I then would add in some pine pellets and add less Dr. Elsie's, and over time was able to transition him back to the pine pellets that we use so that he wasn't using a clay-based litter. But that really did a great job of giving him a place to potty that he felt comfortable with, and helped move him away from peeing in the laundry room and in front of the front door and in our closet and
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think because we've actually had this issue so many times over the years and we've solved it the same way. It's like, okay, you know what? We can't get him to stop going outside the box. We're going to do this again. We're going to go get a new box. We're going to go get a new storage bin. We're going to get Dr. Elsie's Catatract litter. We're going to put it in there. We're going to make sure that he marks it first. So we're going to we bring the litter box to him first. And we're like, wherever he is, we're like, hey, look, there's new litter. He goes in, he pees or tries to pee or whatever in it. And then we put it in the appropriate place where he would use it. And he starts using the box again. And then slowly over time, we transition that over usually a 2-week period. We transition that litter back to a more natural litter. For us right now, it's pine pellets. But like I said, as cats get older, they might start to dislike something like the way that pine pellets feel on their paw pads. Right. That might happen. It hasn't happened with Twister yet, who's our oldest right now. But if it gets to that point, we're going to switch litters. There's tons of natural litters out there. We're just saving a lot of money with the pine pellets right now, and everybody's using it. So we're going to keep doing it.
I want to give a huge shout out right now to Ellie with another reason that our cats can start eliminating outside the box. She said it can also be territorial due to outside cats.
Yes, good
If their
point.
outside cats are not spayed and neutered, this can cause stress for the inside kitties.
Yes.
So you will want to TNR your neighborhood cats. Trap, neuter, return. Ellie, thank you so much for this beautiful reminder.
Very, very good
and
point.
Trap King Sterling Davis is here right now. I'm so excited about the VIP special that you're going to be doing with our group. But that is such an often overlooked thing. And it's something that we overlook so often as well.
Yes.
Even though we have a number of outdoor kitties in our neighborhood that do cause angst within our own household when they come near our house, especially to Ellie's point, that sudden change in behavior. A lot of times you'll have unspayed or unneutered kitties that are marking outside of your home. You may have no idea, but your kitties
remember the front door?
Smell it. Yeah.
Front porch. It was like one of the cats sprayed our front porch, and we were like, oh, wow, no wonder this is happening.
Right. So this is for our indoor kitties, this is a great opportunity to be more compassionate as well. I know how frustrating it can be if our cats are eliminating in places that are very inconvenient for us. But if we look at this from our cat's perspective and really kind of go through the checklist of what could be causing this, and then maybe it is an outdoor kitty that is not spayed or neutered, that is their pheromones are really kicking up your indoor kitties, then you can be more compassionate towards your indoor kitties and be more cognizant of the outdoor kitties that may be in your community and get involved in TNR.
Yeah.
Trap, neuter, return programs are the #1 way that we can cut down on euthanasia rates.
Yes. And TNR is, so if you cannot get involved in a TNR program though, however, and this is happening, call your local shelter, call your local animal foundation, find out what rescues, find out what, TNR programs are available in your area, because there are other beautiful volunteers that are working to make sure
Ellie,
that like Sterling, that are working to save these outdoor kitties. And this is one way that you're like, hey, these cats, fine. I don't care if my cats are indoors. These are outdoors. I don't care that they're outside my house. What I do care about is the fact that they're spraying or peeing and eliminating outside my house and stirring up my cats,
wreaking havoc.
Yeah. So what you can do is call your local TNR program. If you can volunteer, that's beautiful. But you can help them, when that cat is coming around, A, B, and C, you can help them help you and your cats by getting those cats spay or neutered.
Right. And I do think, especially when we've got outdoor kitties and it gets cold and we want to do what we can to help them. And that's wonderful. Either feeding them or making shelter for them. That's wonderful. If we know, however, that they're not spayed or neutered, and we really want to make sure that that's done. And you call whatever your community organization is that does that. Be as helpful as possible to what they need. And that may mean don't put food out for them until they're able to trap them and get them spayed and neuter. Work with your TNR community to be as efficient and effective as possible. It takes a village, right? But it takes the person that's in that area that says, yes, I do have a community cats or stray cats that are in my yard. And yes, they may be wreaking havoc with my indoor cats. So I'm going to do whatever I can to be helpful. You can put the traps in my backyard. You can do this or that, but let the TNR people help you, help them, help the kitty,
and help
to get
cats.
that done as efficiently and effectively as possible.
Yep.
Ellie, thank you so much for that reminder.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So basically, to wrap it up, there are so many things that we can do before just giving up on our cats if they are eliminating outside the box. These are all steps that we have literally taken ourselves, every single one of them. We have taken ourselves and we have found them so effective. We have happy, healthy cats. We have cats that use the box the only time, and the only cat that doesn't use the box is Pooh Bear. And the only time that he doesn't use the box is if we don't get up in time on a weekend to scoop the box.
And he's like, screw that.
If we sleep in, he says, I'm going to let you know. It's usually a poop in front of the front door.
Yeah.
But sometimes he pees in the laundry.
He's an exhibitionist.
Sometimes he makes his statements, but he's making his statements. We know that he's making his statements. We clean it up. We do what has to be done. And that's the price we pay for sleeping in the weekend every once in a while. So yeah.
Ellie said real quick before we wrap it up, she said, what could it be when they poop outside the box, but pee inside the box?
Yep.
Let's go back real quick to making sure that we have their wellness exam, making sure that they're not, if they're constipated, if it's uncomfortable, if there are, if the boxes are clean and they're still pooping outside the box.
And you have enough boxes.
Right.
Yeah. Literally all of these steps, if you take every single one of these steps that we're saying, 95% of the time, at least, we're going to eliminate that issue.
But I do remember Dr. Marcy Koski,
like you said with Madison, the pooping and peeing outside is usually that they want a different box to go pee in than they do poop, or they want a different box to go poop in than they do pee.
The other thing that I would mention that Dr. Marcy Koski reminded us of is the pooping outside the box. So a lot, the position of our cats. I'm not trying to be graphic, but when they pee, they usually sit in their litter box and get their business done. A lot of cats, when they poop, they're obviously standing up. They're a little bit on their haunches. Some cats actually like to do kind of like a perch, right? Like they want to hold on to the outside of the box.
Yeah. That's so cute.
I would look into having a variety. We have tall boxes, and we've got videos out there where you can see these tall storage bins. They're probably about 15, 18 inches high.
Too tall for them to do that.
Right.
And then we've got others.
We've got elevator piers, so they can't pee outside the box.
Right.
But we do have the smaller, like under the bed storage containers that I know Madison likes because she likes to put her front pads on the side of the box while she does her business. Yeah. So it could be a comfort issue to them. But first and foremost, yes, the reminder to make sure there's nothing going on, constipation, anything like that's going on. Always, and this is just I just think that a healthy poop is such a great discovery every time I scoop the litter in the morning. So pay attention to the poop too. Is it hard and brittle? Is it runny? Those are early indicators to us that there might be something going on. Yep. And then if you see this kind of behavior where they're consistent, eliminating outside the box, then you've got a little bit of a heads up and know to get to the vet as soon as you can.
Yeah. So.
Okay, guys.
That's going to wrap up this episode of how to get your cat to use the litter box again. We are going to be live on Facebook this evening at 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you guys are on Facebook, come join us. Yes. For podcast listeners, you've already missed it because we're not dropping this podcast till tomorrow.
Hey, but if you've got follow-up questions, and I know we may have missed a couple comments here, feel free to text us and we will help in any way that we can. Our text line is 702-466-1150.
That's 702-466-1150. We love you guys so
We
much.
love you. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Hope you guys have a beautiful day. Mwah.
Take care.
Love you guys.
Be healthy. Be safe. Be blessed. Bye, y'all.